In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.
Okay, so welcome to the What's That Music About podcast. I'm your host, DJ Rambo Rich, and today's guest is a DJ from Preston City itself. It's the one and only Jason Marx. With no further ado, I'm just going to get him to introduce himself, tell him a bit about the things he's up to and the events he's doing, and we'll start the episode. So first of all, thanks so much for agreeing to come on and giving me your time. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that you think I'm interested enough to interview.
Well, it's funny. I've not actually told you this, but one of your friends kept saying to me when I put posts up,
All right.
Get Jason, and I was
it
like,
my mum?
No, is it Graham?
Oh, Graham Swift. Yeah.
He kept messaging me, and I was like, and I was a little bit nervous to ask you, and so I eventually got a confidence to ask you, and here we are. So, partly to him, I would say that I actually asked you as well. So,
to be honest with you, he's the reason I got into radio. To be honest with you, I didn't get into it. He pushed me. So that's who Graham is to me. But yeah, he's a nice lad, and I've known him for a good long while. We've been through some funny nights together.
I appreciate that. Like you can tell a good friend when someone's like sort of champion you like that. I really appreciate that.
He's a very underrated producer, music producer and radio producer. Very switched on with radio stuff. Anyway, I can sing his praises all day.
I love that. So if you just introduce yourself a bit and tell us a bit about yourself.
So my name is Jason Marx. I am a Preston DJ. I DJ across the Northwest. I do like Manchester, Liverpool. I've done like over 1,000 gigs in like professional DJing. I've worked abroad in like Croatia, Greece. Worked in Magaluf, worked in Kavos, Zante. In my spare time, I do a bit of podcasting, radio work. I've had a long line of doing that. So I have a podcast called The Funk Foundation, which is turned into an event. I turned that into a documentary about the evolution of disco in the 1970s and coming out of the Stonewall Rebellion, which is something I'm really passionate about. And then off that sort of inspired me. I was like, well, I wish I could sort of start some sort of movement in my own city. And I was also going through a couple of like mental health problems over the past 5 or 6 years. I've been to counselling and stuff like that. And part of my recovery journey was sort of managing my social life a bit more better. Obviously, unsociable working hours with DJing. Yeah. So went to our house, your house in Manchester, met Emma, and then asked her if we could set what they had up in Preston, which is a mental health-based DJ club. And that's how Preston DJ Social got started. Since then, we've done producer competitions. We've received support from Pioneer DJ, who supply us with equipment. They've done talks about record box software. They've launched the AZ with us. Did a talk through, not launched it with us. What else? And then that escalated, and then we ended up with Preston Creative Social, which was like an open deck, spoken word open mic, doodle and chill, and an art exhibition, and a guy outside doing a spray paint mural and pizza, and just getting all the creatives in the city together in one place. And then I also, with Rory from Preston Post, set up Sexy Walk Disco Club, which is aiming to bring inclusive spaces into Preston, inspired by European clubbing and historic music movements, sort of just trying to create an egalitarian space where everyone can feel welcome and sort of flip the ideas of what nightlife is doing on its head. So yeah, I've got a few things that I'm passionate about.
Busy. I really wonder sometimes how you fit all the stuff.
I'll be honest with you. Past 6 months, I think I hit it a bit too much. So I've slowed down these past 3 weeks and just regrounded myself and checked in with myself a little bit. And yeah, I'd like to be. If I'm going to be an advocate for mental health, I need to manage my own well, so I can serve everyone else. And sometimes you do have to, even though it looks busy, you got to give yourself a break and just go, right, okay, calm down. But yeah, I think I'm quite arrogant in thinking I'll just take a couple of weeks off, slow down, and then I'll just crack back on. But like all that stuff you don't address in the times that you're working hard, comes and hits you, and you've got to go through it, and you've got to like manage it. And I've been quite fortunate, as I said, I've had my own mental health struggles. Got straight in here, haven't we?
We have straight to the meat of it all.
But yeah, I was quite fortunate. There's a counselling place in Preston called Cedar House, and they give me some tools with which to sort of deal with my mental health, just general care of my own mental health. And part of that is like reaching out to friends, talking, journaling, things like that. So I've been using a lot of that over the past week or so as it started to kick in, and just really trying to process stuff, because I'm currently going through, sadly, my nan passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's all right. Things happen, you know.
Yeah.
But death comes for us all in the end. But yeah, it's just sort of sitting with that, and then just processing that and everything else that's going on. And it's just about, sometimes you can push stuff down a little bit, and it can manifest itself in really bad ways. And I've had that in the past, and it's just nice to just go, you're going to feel sad today, have a bad day. You know what I mean? Whereas whilst I've been busy with everything else, it's been like, go, 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 go. You do need to allot some time to just go, let's be depressed for a month. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy. I think sometimes that is how you process the emotions. Like, I mean, when my grandma died a few years ago, I remember I just used to listen to, I made a playlist, typical DJ, made a playlist of all the like really sad songs. I used to go running. This sounds mental when I say it like this, but I used to go running with the headphones on. I'd be crying. I'd be running, like just getting it all out. I come home and I just feel like, oh, I've got that all out of my system. It may look a bit weird running down the street,
just going past everyone. Everyone's like, he's really putting a shift in him.
He's running so hard that he's crying. But I think the point I make there, though, that you were making is like you've got to like find a healthy way to process that information. You know, and like, you know, it's better that than bottle it up and then lashing out on someone that doesn't deserve it, and then suddenly you could be in a worse situation. Then your life could be over, couldn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I
think that's it. You can isolate yourself a little bit with not addressing stuff, and you lash out and you push people away, or if you don't talk about it. And like, I think a key thing, I had a friend who was in a serious position at one point, and they had a bereavement, and they just didn't want to bring it out and talk about it because they didn't want to depress other people, and other people didn't want to talk to them about their own problems. And then before you know it, that person's not talking to anyone, and they get in a real bad place mental health wise. And it's like, if you've got a problem, it's a window towards a conversation. And if someone's going through something, sometimes they do need you to just like sit there and listen to what they're going through. But if you've got a problem and your friend's got a bereavement or whatever it is, bring your problem up, and it just gives people space to talk about what they're going through. And just be honest, never shy away from stuff like that. And it's like you say, everyone's going through any number of tragedies, and it's like, it's just an obscene thing. You know what I mean? It's like the world is strange and macabre and beautiful at the same time. Just pull all of it out. Don't just put a smile and go, everything's fine. I'm going through.
I know what you mean. Like, it's crazy, but that's what I like about the DJ socials, like Preston and Manchester. Is I do feel like we've got like a good community of people that do actually look out for people. Like I say, you know, and
yourself. Like, hats off to you. Like, I think that's it. It's just I'm amazed. Like, it looks impressive from the outside what we're doing, but the core of it is the people who come in the room and the friendships that they make, and when I hear about people like yourself checking up on people, that's what we started this for. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a very unsociable job. You know what I mean? Hours wise, and like sometimes if you're into it, you're usually the only one in your friendship group who gets into DJing. So then you almost have this really hyper-focused interest in something that no one else cares about. You know what I mean? It's like you're a train spotter or a stamp collector or something. You know what I mean? So let's stick everyone in the same room and just like
it reminds me of being reminds me when I was younger, I used to be a stamp collector.
Oh, right, okay.
And like it was so niche. Like I used to collect stamps as like a 10-year-old. Like all my friends just could not understand it. Like they could not.
I mean, it's crazy bones and Beyblades.
So I think what we're going to do now is move to the first round, which is mixtapes and memories. So 1 second, then we'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Mixtapes and Memories. And in Mixtapes and Memories, we talk about past memories and how it all started for music for you. So to start that off, what's your first memory of music? When I say like when you think back, what was the first memory of music? Like what is like the biggest memory that comes to mind? Because I like to take people back with this and see where it all started. So
I think for me, where I noticed music being quite integral. Like my mum and dad, so basically my mum and dad, they like to drink, they like going out. So we get babysat over the weekend.
right,
We watch, as soon as Blind Date came on a Friday night with Cilla Black, it was like mum and dad are getting ready to go out. You're getting babysat. And then like the sort of main family day, obviously we have weekends away, but like the main family day that I cherished was on the Sunday. And like my dad would get up and he'd do the breakfast, and the kitchen would just be covered in smoke, always burning something, just couldn't cook.
I kind of see this now.
Yeah, couldn't. Says he specialised in one thing, doing breakfast, and he always fucking burnt something, so he weren't that good. But like, and then we had this little tiny green hi-fi, and they had a CD called Modrafina, which is basically, it was just like quadrophenia music and mod music. So you had like Green Onions,
I know the one, yeah.
Band of Gold, like just it like old 60s, 50s and 60s black soul, early British rock music, and bits of like ska in there. Like mods were like very much at the forefront of fashion and technology and music, and it was just this eclectic mix of like the core elements of everything that made British music like what it was for the next couple of years. I didn't know that at the time, but like that CD but my mum and dad were just so much into music, I think, and as we got older, I saw them having house parties, and then it like you saw people congregating and talking about music, and it was like this, and it's just like this very awkward people at the beginning, but when that stuff starts playing, they've had a few drinks. You know what I mean? Very much brought up around house parties,
right?
And yeah, just. I can, if you tell me a person from my childhood, I can tell you like what they introduced me to. Like, you know what I mean? My auntie was 80s like rare groove stuff. My mum was like hardcore, rave, Gatecrasher, Cream, Ibiza classics. My dad's like punk, ska, two-tone, both of them like more Northern Soul and Motown. My granddad like old 60 like 50s and 60s hummables, like sort of like Glenn Campbell and Johnny Cash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then when we grow up, and then we're like, so if we didn't go to bed, it was like, right, you can stay up, but if you're staying up, you're watching what we're watching. It's my mum and dad. So then, like, I'm getting like school reports of them, like, because they would just watch like The Fast Show or League of Gentlemen. And they were like,
goodness me.
Oh, yeah, I'll be in primary school, and they'd be like, it's got a very adult sense of humor, hasn't it? But in those moments, I remember like watching, I think the Ray Charles film came out, and around the time the BBC would put a Ray Charles documentary on, or like an Elvis. So my brother was a massive Elvis fan at the age of 8.
Right. Yeah,
and I was into Johnny Cash, and then Ray Charles, you know what I mean? Strangely, like just like you said, you know, with the stamps, it's like everyone's listening to like 50 Cent or something, and I'm going,
yeah.
But have you heard this remix of the Bee Gees on this like 1998 compilation album? But yeah. Those early memories.
I'm like that with like disco music. I like finding like rare things of it. Like I found this recording of a Studio 54 song, and it's been sampled recently, and it's like a popular song again, but nobody knows the sample. And I feel like such an old man. Like, no,
what is it?
I know the sample. The song is called "So Good." The new version, it's called "So Good." And I'll have to send you it.
It's not. Oh, it feels so good. It's the song. It's a lovely disco song about taking big dick. What's it called?
That was so good. I did not expect.
It feels so good inside. Is it? It's not that one, is it?
No, I don't think it's that one.
I'll send you that one. It's just like a lush.
That'll be the highlight of my day. Okay, moving on. So, talking of music there, so what was the first album you bought?
Oh, God. I bought...
Yeah.
I think the first CD I got, and I didn't buy it, was Me Julie with Shaggy and Ali G from the Ali G soundtrack. I remember
Yeah.
that was the first CD I had, which is it's a terrible record. I might have been about 8 or 9 when my mum and dad. My mum used to buy us albums. I think the first one I vividly remember having was Eminem. What's the one? It's not Cleaning Out My Closet. The grey one. It's the Eminem LP.
I know.
Slim Shady LP.
Yeah.
Some very, very deep records on that. Like for a young kid, like some quite.
I remember as a kid, like that sort of music having like the parental advice.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember it on the front.
And I remember when I was like getting to the point where I was old enough to buy it, but I'd still feel nervous going to the counter, like it was contraband. I was like, "Please sell me this CD." And then, like I went to the counter with, I think it was an Outcast CD. And I was really nervous, and then they didn't say anything. They just scanned it, and like there's your change, and suddenly like my fear just disappeared.
Your world changed.
I was like, oh, I can buy these now.
I'm a big boy now.
Exactly. So what was your first experience of DJing then?
God, DJing. So, like, so by the time I was like 12, 13, I was going to house parties a bit and having house parties. And I think my mate had a house party and then I had one, and mine just completely crashed because I had like a Now compilation CD and a lot of like, I got a Kaiser Chiefs album, and just everyone was like, this music's shit. I was like, oh, you just throw a party on, don't you? And then that's it. And then I realized sort of like there's something with the glue of like picking the right records. And then my mate was a DJ. He used to play for like, is it Salford Reds or something? Like he's a decent rugby player now. Well, now he's retired now, but he taught me to DJ. So it was like he was a DJ, his brother was a DJ, his dad was a DJ, his dad's brother was a DJ, and his dad's brother's kid was a DJ. So it was like a full family of DJs. So it was quite.
I love that.
Yeah, I was really lucky because there was like this really hardcore culture of what all the knowledge that they collectively had, and they taught me everything in terms of like good phrasing and like no vocal over vocal, and don't like clash the basses, and like really good fundamentals. And then not only that, it's like me and George would be playing back to back and we'd be playing tunes, and then his dad Andy would come in and go, oh right, that's a nice little record off Data or Positiva. But have you heard this? And he'd go into the back and he'd pull out a vinyl and he'd play the original sample, and you'd be like, fucking what? This was before Who Sampled. So it was like, he just had this treasure trove and this like great knowledge and like a good funk and soul bass in his tastes. And like around that time, that sort of French touch era of stuff. Yeah, that's all we were playing. You know what I mean? So it was and like, so then you practice, then you do like house parties, and then people would invite you to house parties. So then like you and your mates could go anywhere you want in and around Preston for a crate of beer and some taxi money. So we were out every weekend, like twice a weekend, doing house parties.
I love that. So this is a bit left of field, but I think sometimes I feel like these things sort of inform us. So what was the first gig or concert or like event you went to, and how do you think that influenced your like DJing today?
God, gig. I mean, I don't really remember going to much. I think I might have been taken to like Blue or Take That at like
but that's
Blackburn
not really
Rovers.
Yeah.
But there was I was 17. So as I said, my mum used to buy us Gatecrasher and Cream CDs. So I was just like in it. I was mega in it to dance music culture. And then she was like, got a free ticket for Creamfields if you want it. And I'm like, I'm 17, I can't go. And she's like, we'll get you some fake ID, but right. So I got a mate, mate's son. He looked fucking nothing like me at all.
Oh God.
And me and my mate who came with me, he was using his brother's ID and he was already going around town, but I'd already been rejected a couple of times with fake ID. So I was like, so going up to gate, and like I've got my wallet in my welly, And the guy goes, ID, and I go to reach for it, and he goes, oh, fuck it, just go through. And if he hadn't said that, I wouldn't have got through. And then I think we watched Calvin Harris live set, like before Calvin Harris was a DJ.
Yeah.
Showing my age here. And I think just as Flashback had come out. So it was like mental. And then Eddie Halliwell, Wigan Wizard, just absolute, like we caught the end of Xander Van Doorn's set. And then I remember going in, and it was that moment, I was just like, what? This is what I want to do. It was like, first record was Chemical Brothers, Hey Boy, Hey Girl. And I just remember, it's just like, boom, 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 hey boy. And you're just like, and then it was Prodigy No Good, and then Prodigy Warriors Dance. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, and he was one of the most technical DJs you've ever seen in your life. And I'm just, Eddie Halliwell was the one for me who just like, I want, like, Northwest lads, you can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to go for. So yeah, that was quite seminal in my DJing career, I would say. Thanks to my mum for getting me fake ID.
I love that. I think we're good there. So we're going to move to the next round, which is on repeat. So 1 second, and we'll be back with that. I'm going to have a quick sip of my brew. Okay, so this is on repeat, where we talk about the present and what you're currently doing. So to start that off, what would you say currently with your DJing and everything you do with events and everything is the biggest challenge in a day?
In a day? Existential disillusionment. I think like, for me, it's just trying not to fall into those old habits and trying to take ownership of stuff and just check in with your own self-worth. I think there's like just realizing where you start and where you've got to, and that you've got your own qualities and your own interests and your own skill set, and that gives you worth in what you are. And you're not just a DJ. You're more than that, or you should be striving to be more than that, because you don't. If you start, I spent so much time in my younger years seeing myself as just a DJ, and when you do that, you see yourself in comparison to other people. It's like, I'm a DJ, they're a DJ, they've done this, I've not done that, or, you know what I mean? You start getting envious and you start getting bitter, and it's just not. It's not a nice way to be. It really isn't. And it's like, you're not there for your technical ability, or like you're there. What do you provide? What do you give other people? Do you build communities? Do you support other DJs? What do you add to the culture? What do you bring to the table? And I think it's took me so long to realize you're not this sort of superstar thing. It's not, I mean, if you go in there with an ego expecting people to kiss your ass, I think it can be dangerous. And it's like what's the point of me? Why am I here? What are my skill set? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think with that, that's like, I love all my music and I love all my music history, and that inspires me, and that's what's kept me going in this industry. I mean, sometimes when I'm playing an empty gig, I'm not playing that empty gig. I'm playing it. I'm in my head. I'm in a warehouse in the 1990s, or you know what I mean? I'm in Studio 54 or Paradise Garage or the Gallery. You know what I mean? And it's like, because I've got that interest, and it's like, so how, if I'm obsessed with that, I've lived in Preston most of my life. How do I bring those two things in? I'm reasonably good at organising parties. And so it's like, can I combine all these things? And I feel like I'm getting more towards a point of self-actualization at the moment. It's like, this is all my skill sets. This is several skill sets.
Yeah.
And it's just trying to listen and like, just be steadfast in keeping with your passion. Because you can get sidetracked, you know what I mean? It's like, not to toot my own horn, I'm all right at stuff. You know what I mean? I'm quite talented in some respects. And you get offers that aren't necessarily what's best for you sometimes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean here. Yeah, definitely. Like, there was a situation with me where he asked me to send a mix, but then I sent the mix and I did the best job I could. But I don't think it was the type of music that I want to play. So, and then I was thinking, well, why did I even send the mix? Because it's not really for me. Do you know what I mean? I've got the dance section of the genre down, but the other sections like R&B and R&B and rap, that's not really me. Do you know what I mean? So I totally get what you say there.
I think, but also, like you say, I'm dual-edged on this, because it's conversely, I've made some of my best discoveries in areas where if you'd have asked me 10 years ago, would you like to do this? I've been absolutely not. And for me personally, the joy of it is just knowing all these different genres. I think that's what I don't necessarily see myself like a DJ. You know what I mean? It's I'm interested in like all the different genres. So it's fun sometimes to go, because I used to hate R&B and I used to hate hip hop. I was a house DJ. I was going to take over the world as a dubstep DJ. You know what I mean? That was what I was going to when I was starting. I was 18. Yeah, but like I went to Magaluf, and I think just to get my foot in, just to get my toe in, one of the DJs got ill from like the Irish bar, and so I was playing after an Irish band. So they were like, "Oh yeah, play 80s stuff," and I was like, well, "That's not going to fucking work," because all the house parties I've been to, once you're playing all the Irish music, everyone's hammered. So it's like you need to play like punk and ska music. You don't want to be listening to George Michael after you've listened to a lot of Irish music.
I never want to dance again.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what I mean? But like that's coming in from, and it's out of that. It was They had one of the best seasons they had for 10 years, because it was like I've been taught off my mum and dad. Yeah. So I developed that, and then they were like, "Oh, you've done all right here." And then, do you want to go and do the R&B bar? And I was like, I've got 3 R&B songs. Not really. But yeah. All right, then I'll do it. And I will say that's, like you say, it's nice to just know more than you need to know, I think, sometimes. But it's also, when you do, there's got to come a point where you've like, I've done a bit of research. Like you say, there's no right or wrong way to it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know everything, but it's also nice to have direction. But you'll never have direction until you check the things out that you've might not necessarily be interested in, because you might discover something that you want to be into. But then again, what do I fucking know?
No. Oh my God, man. Like, I think sometimes it's just like you have to weigh up, like, is this thing gonna help me grow? Like, because sometimes, like the scenario I was talking about, like, I don't feel like I'm ready yet to venture into that genre. Do you know what I mean? I like that genre, R&B and rap and everything, but I don't think like I have the skill set yet to pull it off. And I feel like for me at the moment, personally, it would be a disservice to myself and the venue to even consider that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'd be setting myself up to fail. But in the future, if I work on it now, who knows? That could be like, you never know. Like you were saying there, that could be the thing I'm known for. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel
there's two arguments, isn't there? It's like
exactly,
you go in there and it's sink or swim, and you learn stuff a lot faster and a lot quicker, or you don't do a disservice to the venue and like recognize that you wouldn't be pushing the culture forward. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes people do take, and I think that's sometimes. Maybe that's the thing with like nightlife at the moment. I'd like maybe DJs, because they'll take the gig. Whereas back in the day, because you only had 5 DJs in the whole county, you go, we'll get the R&B DJ to do the R&B room, and we'll get the house DJ to do the house room. Yeah. Whereas now it's like, I can do a bit of everything. And it's like, maybe, I don't know, like you say, it keeps me up at night, and everyone's got 1,000 different theories on it. You know what I mean? So we could talk all day and never have the right answer about
I know
how to guide yourself.
Another thing that comes into my head with situations like that is I'm always thinking about the venue. Like, because I always feel like, okay, the venue has to make money, especially in these times. And I feel like I don't want to be the reason they don't make money that night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to come there thinking, I can just do that and then turn up and then everyone disappears.
Yeah, but like you say, you're in the they'll with this.
That could happen anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to say they'll fire you with less than 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah,
sometimes, and that's the industry that we're in. You know what I mean? It's like it's everything. It's I was on the board, and like you said, there's different skills. You ask an event DJ, they'll tell you something different. I've been brought up through club DJing, like. I know it's sometimes you're not pushing I'm very contradictory in what I believe, because I'm just like completely confused. But yeah, I get what you're saying with that. But at the same time, it's like that's an opportunity. They'll fire me. I can take that gig. I can learn on the job, and I can do I can get better at what I'm doing. And the end goal for me is to be a better DJ all the way around. And it might be something in 10 years where the knowledge I learned in that place will help me.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But
I
yeah.
feel we're going quite deep here, aren't we?
Yeah. Like I said, DJ theory is just It's...
Oh my god! So I'm gonna lighten the mood and ask. So what? I don't know if this is lightening the mood, but anyway. So what does daily success look like to you?
Daily success. Finishing at 5:00, getting up on time, finishing at 5:00, switching my phone off,
Yeah.
and disconnecting. It's been really busy these past 6 months, and it's just, this is time for work. This is time for relaxation, and just knowing that this is the day where you do nothing. Because if you do half of both, you neither be productive nor get any rest.
Yeah.
And it's fucking useless. It's pointless. And
Yeah.
getting that and being strict with that is just really, really helped me. So yeah, that's success for me at the moment. And just living, just don't focus too much on the future. Just try and just get through everything on the day. But yeah,
I love that, man. So I think what we're going to do now is talk about the different events that you put on, because I feel like I want to go into a bit more detail on them. So let's start with the one I actually came to know you by, which is Preston DJ Social. So
yeah.
You were talking a bit at the beginning about, like, you went to your house event in Manchester with Emma. You started speaking to Emma, and then you said, "Can we put one on in Preston?" So tell us about that, like, sort of journey from going to see our house first event to, like, putting the first one on.
Yeah. So like I say, I've been go looking for someone to socialise with for a while, and I've gone through everything. I'd gone like dance classes and drawing classes and just loads of different stuff, and it just weren't clicking for me. And then the DJ thing, I was like, this is great. Everyone's on my wavelength. So I talked to Emma, and I was like, we could really do one of these in Preston. I think if you're looking at the landscape of Preston, the fact that 53 Degrees hasn't been open for 10 years, the fact that the Guildhall hasn't been open for God knows how long, the lack of event spaces in the city. Ferret is doing fantastic work on its own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Massive respect to the Ferret and what they do.
I agree with that, yeah.
But in regards to 53 Degrees in the Guildhall, I try to stay as positive as I can, but it's been a complete disservice by whoever runs both those venues to the entire city, the people of Preston, the people of Lancashire, and the artists and bands and DJs. That big acts haven't been passing through this city, and acts and DJs haven't been supporting people because we have to go cap in hand to Manchester. My biggest gigs in my career have all been outside of this county, and I've been doing it 15 years. So, like you say, I think that's maybe if I'm dissecting that, there's a bit of like personal grief with it, but I own that, and like you say, it is what it is. But it'd be nice if we had an events venue in the city. I know it's hard to run them; they're currently closing up and down the country. But it would be great if we had big name acts coming through the city again.
I was thinking, like, the other day about this, and like, I'd love to, like, I don't know, like, if you've ever seen, like, in Italy, they have like like an amphitheater. I'd love like a big sort of like amphitheater sort of thing in one of the parks in Preston, right? Yeah. And like it could be an outdoor space, a bit like in London. There's, I think it's Regent's Park. There's an outdoor theatre, and it opens up in the summer.
Well, a lot has to be said for things like Preston Carnival, Preston Windrush Festival, Lancs Fest, Preston Weekender, Preston Live. You know what I mean? All these other big festival level events that are putting stuff on. You know what I mean? That and they do book local DJs. You know what I mean? So we do have some capacity of that at the moment, and like local events. I think, is it Divine booked Obscure the other month? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. In lieu of those spaces not being open, I think the people of Preston are saying, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself." You know what I mean? And that's an inspiring thing.
Yeah,
and I think
definitely.
Because I think that's a very important thing when you look at, like, obviously the core of what we do is mental health with Preston DJ Social, but also like we should be meeting in 53 Degrees. We should be meeting each other in Guildhall. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
bonding over the music that we care about, and that's where the hub of where creatives should be networking. But because we don't have those, I think we have to have this sort of incubation area. And it's a small part of what Preston DJ Social is, because like you say, the core of it is just checking in on each other and just like going into a space on a Sunday and coming out recharged. But I'm very much aware there's some sort of responsibility that like we want to put people in touch with each other. It's not my responsibility to tell you what to do, but it's my responsibility to just go, you all talk and then go and do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You've collaborated with people. Tim's collaborated with people. Brian, you know what I mean? All these different people have made contacts, and I think that's a good ecosystem upon which to keep going. But yeah, like I say, Emma helped us set that up. The first one was in Roper Hall in the beer garden, and then from then we just kept picking up speed. I reached out to Pioneer DJ. I've got a contact who I used to play football with, and I was like, "Can we get?" There's a program called Start from Scratch, which is about helping women and non-binary people learn to DJ to increase representation in the industry.
Yeah,
I wanted to try and bring that to Preston, but we weren't big enough and we didn't have enough of a name at the time. And then thankfully Sam said, we can help you this way. And now we've got 3,000s and a new mixer and all manner of other stuff on the way that's really exciting to be receiving their support. And that's definitely helped us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite a few different things, the DJ Social, and it's good to have a very wholesome foundation in just having a couple of cups of tea and just saying hi to each other. But it's like I get carried away sometimes with like what is the community like merit of something this, because it's got speed, it should be helping other people. And we do need to do something, because there's a lot of talented people out there in Preston and the wider areas of Lancashire, and to give them any leg up that we can, so that when you go on holiday, you're not going, oh, I'm from Preston near Blackpool or Preston near Manchester. It's I'm from Preston,
that is the thing people say though, isn't it? Like Preston, Manchester, Blackpool, because that's the places they know, like Southerners, for example.
But you can go. I'm from Preston. Oh, do you know this band? Or do you know this artist? Yeah, they're from there. You know what I mean? Something to wear with pride on your chest. You know what I mean? It's like we've got a few people. You know what I mean? Freddie Flintoff and all that.
I was going to say him.
Some musicians.
I was like, do you know Freddie Flintoff? And usually people go, oh yeah, Freddie Flintoff. I'm like, oh, that's the place where I come from.
Yeah.
So good for him for being a champion of Preston, like I say.
Absolutely.
But no, like I say, I feel you were saying about like the people putting their own events on and stuff. It's good that that's come out of Preston DJ Social. I love the like cross-pollination of like all these people doing things, and like people have their own nights at the venue that they put the DJ Social on, and like groups are formed. But like it's not like you would high school where if you're a part of that group you can't be involved. Like I feel like all the groups that have materialized are still collaborative with other people. It's not like you're excluded. Do you know what I mean?
It's nice to go to those events and then see people from the other events checking in and being inspired by each other. I think that's it. Like what I was saying before, it's like the envy is a big thing in the industry, and people have come and they've been like, oh, I'm surprised that it's such a nice vibe with a load of DJs, and you know what I mean? But once you know someone, you're like, well, that's Tim, that's Jim, you know what I mean? That's Rambo, I know him, or like that's Helen, or that's Emma, like they're a really nice person, like, or Herbie or Macy, you know what I mean? And like they're smashing it. And good, I know them because I know personally how hard they're working.
Yeah,
and I'm back. I want to back them, you know what I mean? And it creates a nicer way to be. And I think that's a culture that Manchester seems to have, of this idea that like I'll help you up and you help me up, because we're going to get bigger than this city at some point, and then we're going to leave. Where, like, I think maybe Preston has a bit of like, oh, there's a roof, so this is mine. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's it. But it's just like, it's a strange thing. But I enjoy watching one person do something from the community, and then someone else get inspired by it, and then they get inspired back. And it's like I put an event on, and then Tim popped up to mine and was like, "Oh, can I borrow your number for the pizza guy?" Because he was really good. I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." Who did you decor? Oh, I did this. How'd you do your? You know what I mean? How'd you do your video? So, oh, this is what you use. Or I'm on. You know what I mean? And it's like sharing skills and sharing information. And just being a community, you know what I mean? And collectively elevating together. There's like a while back, I heard, it's a very corny phrase, but it's called genius. Like, there's no such thing as a genius. No one just rises up out of nowhere. It's very difficult. Like, you're supported by everyone that's come up with you. And you know what I mean? It's like people aren't just a fan of one person, they're a fan of like a certain type of music or a certain scene.
Yeah.
And that plays into it. You know what I mean? And Preston in Lancashire has so much potential reach. Preston itself, you know what I mean? We've got Europe's largest bus station. We've got a giant trainway coming through. We've got 3 motorways coming through us. How are we not pulling loads of people in? We're over 30 miles away from Manchester's exclusivity rights on booking big acts. So if we had the venue and we've definitely got the transport links, we could be putting on big acts every week. You know what I mean? It's like, I wish I had the power and the potential to do it and the knowledge to promote that level. I'm not saying it's an easy thing, but the city's definitely somewhere with potential. And I think we're seeing that over the past 3 years. Like, there is a buzz about this city and everyone, it's so great to be like being inspired by people, you know what I mean? Other people doing stuff like Rory at Preston Post and Gabby at P-Town Collective. And just little nucleuses of people going out and being proud of the city. You wouldn't have heard of that 5 years ago, you know what I mean?
No.
It's a good time to be a Prestonian, I'd say.
Definitely. I love how like people always talk about like the infrastructure. I feel like the infrastructure has changed to more of like little like groups of people that then become a bigger ecosystem. But like you were saying before, the big issue is a big venue. We just need a big venue.
I think that's it. I mean, there's a few things missing. Events venue, and a museum and an art gallery. You know what I mean? Like, these are the key things culturally. Like, I've been in meetings about like, how do we bring culture to Preston? And it's like, well, the museum's shut and the venue's shut and the football team's wank. You know what I mean? It's like, what inspires working class people? It's accessibility to the arts and sports. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm being a bit like rose tinted glasses on that, but I do believe that. Like, you know what I mean? It gives people a sense of identity. And like you said, those nucleuses, those groups are starting up. But like, I think for so long people have been thinking, like, how do we change thousands of people to all get involved in Preston? It doesn't. Change 10 people. You're one person. Yeah. If you can get 10 people in a room, you've done something. And then take those 10 people and go meet another 10 people who did something there. And that's what happened with the Creative Social. Like, it looked impressive from the outside. That was a 4 or 5 phone calls to me. You know what I mean? Just ring your 30 people down. I'll bring my 30 people down. And they'll bring their 30 people down. And then that's 90 plus. But we ended up like with 200 people in the end because I think the city's crying out for stuff like that. And if we just keep this groundswell of energy going, then people are going to have to look at it and go, well, there's so much energy here. Why aren't we making spaces for this stuff? Because at one point it will become profitable. That's when change will happen. But at the moment, it's going to require too much manpower. But I'm happy doing this because it's just nice. It's better than what was here before.
Definitely, I'm 100% with that. I mean, when you were talking there, what I was thinking about was, if I didn't come to the first one. Unfortunately, I had to work. I came to the second one, and I remember there was like 25, 30 people, I'd say maybe.
Yeah.
And now, if you look at it like the last one I went to, loads like it's like polar opposites of from where it started to where it is. Like, you must be so happy that like this thing started and it's grown into this bigger thing.
I am very happy with it, but I've got to give props to, like you say, Emma and everyone who's helped us along the way. I think there's a lot to be said for collaboration. Once you sort of, I can't stress enough. Like, I used to be a very, very envious, sort of angry person. Not all the time, but there was definitely that kernel in there. And to just open yourself up to, like, I am good enough, I have my own self-worth, then you feel able to trust and work with someone. And then when you work with someone and you see how much skill that person has, it makes you start thinking, well, how much other untapped resources of fucking wonderful things are there out there? You know what I mean? So let's just get more. Let's get more and more people. And like, that's the thrill of it for me. It's like, where will this thing go? It's not like you say, it's just for me. It's trying to keep my ego out of it. I think that's the the personal thing for me. It's down to what you guys do, and I don't want to tell anyone what to do with it really, because I don't have a fucking clue. I'm just doing what I can with the small influence I have. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm doing this new. You know what I mean? This isn't like a load of old skills that I had. It's the remnants of those early days when I was 13, 14, putting on house parties. That's my skill set. It's like, how do you get people in a room and make them have a good time? I've returned to doing that. Like, I stopped doing that when I started working in nightclubs at 18. You know what I mean? So like, I'm tapping back into, and I don't have like shots of Sambuca and White Lightning to dish out. So I'm going to do it on like charm.
Where's the line? Where's the line?
Yeah.
But yeah, that.
Like a lot of this, like just down to branding and making it professional. Like Emma surprises me so much each time I'm working with her. Like the amount of skill set, the amount of effort that she puts in, and different ideas, and like sometimes like she crashes and burns with stuff, but she just keeps fucking going. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's not nice to see your mate falling on their arse sometimes, but to watch them pick themselves back up and go, yeah, you know what? Like I've been there as well, and we all go through it, and it is fucking shit. But like, what you're picking to pick yourself up for? You know what I mean? Like, what's the reason you're doing it?
Yeah.
And if it's a good fucking reason, if it's like the more you shed like the nasty stuff that you're dealing with from your past, and you start like loving yourself and going, oh, I'm just doing this because I genuinely think it's a good idea, and I'd like stuff like that, and I'd like more to spread that a little bit more. It makes that stuff easier. You find yourself you do find yourself like having more energy, and like I know like you throw a rock, you hit fucking 10 people ahead who've got an opinion on like how to win at life, but like me personally, in my own opinion on it, it's like there is discipline and hard work, but there's also obsession and passion, and that just seems to work better for me at the moment. And I was really scared of losing that chip on my shoulder, because I was like, but that's the thing that pushes me. But it slowly, like, and I don't remember the moment it happened, but I feel a lot better these days on doing it, and that's through working with other people. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I was still the way that I was a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? So just props to fucking all the people that I'm working with, and I'm like, fucking, oh yeah, they're doing, like, because you're recharged by other people's success.
Definitely.
Whereas when you're in that other mindset, you're sort of downhearted because you're not succeeding.
Yeah.
And it like if I was listening to myself like in my early 20s talking now, I'd be going, shut the fuck up, you cunt. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I know it's very flowery and bollocks, but like it's what's helping me at the moment. And yeah, it's like I'm thankful that it's growing. I'm more thankful that everyone else is just smashing it and doing the best that they can.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think, like, personally for me with the DJ Social, like, you know, when you try and find your tribe of people in life as you're starting, I feel like at 34, like, I finally found like my tribe of people because of the DJ Social. Like, I feel like, you know, like people that I could rely, like if I needed to speak to someone, there would be someone out of the group I could speak to. And I feel like that's just a great thing that has come from the DJ Social. The fact that I do feel like a lot of people have a lot of connections.
I think that's the cool. I think that like you said, you checked in on me a couple of times and dropped us some messages, and I really appreciate that. And like I've done it with other people, and like people have asked us sometimes, well, what makes it a mental health DJ club? And it's like, well, the nuts and bolts of it, it's like myself and Emma are mental health first aid trained. So if as like that safety net, we are there to signpost if you do need us and to spot signs. But I think the main strength in it is just using it as part of a positive mental health regime. It's the culture that's in there. You know what I mean? It's based on how you doing this week. Have you had a tough one? Yeah, well, I've not felt that good. You know what I mean? It's not this fucking hell, like dick measury thing that you know what I mean? It's more like, oh well, I've done this or I've done this. Oh, well done, because I know I was talking to you 6 months ago and you were in a really dark place, but this like you seem recharged at the moment, and like you don't even have to come in a good mood. Do you know what I mean? If you can get yourself there, and you're down, we'll have a chat, play a couple of tunes. You know what I mean? I came, I think, just as I said, I lost my nan. I went to our house, your house. Like I turned up late. I got there, I had a couple of conversations. I went for a quick stand outside, and I went for a walk for an hour and a half around the canals, and then I came back. And then Emma obviously noticed, and she went, "Oh, have you talked to such and such somebody? They've just lost their brother this week." And we had a really fucking deep conversation for about half an hour at the back, and we both felt better at the end of it because it's not in there rattling around your head. It's like there's a lot to be said to just like, I think with things like, if anyone who's never had counselling, like counsellors don't go, "I tell you what you need to do." They just let you just spew it all out, and then occasionally they'll point to something and go, "Well, what about that?" And like even things with like, when you get out of it, like, we'll do journaling. So you just let stream of consciousness, just get it all out on the paper, and then read back through it and go, "Well, that doesn't seem logical." You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's the same with like talking to friends and stuff like that. Obviously, there's a bit of to and fro when it's friendship. So it's just, counselling is condensed friendship. It's they shut up, they don't say anything, and they just focus on what you're saying. But you can still, over 2 hours, if both of you spend an hour talking about what you're going through, you still get that recharge. And you might not be at the point where you need counselling, but sometimes it's just nice to talk to people, and it's nice to just get those things out. You know what I mean? And a lot of stuff that sometimes you can't, like you say, you're playing records and you're working on weekends, and someone will be like, "Oh, well, it sounds pretty good. I work in a fucking box factory. I work in an office." You know what I mean? Like, what have you got to be sad about? But it's like, everybody knows what you're going through because we're all in the same industry and we recognize each other in each other. And yeah, it's a nice group of people. And like, I'm thankful that I've got it there. You know what I mean? Like it's still there for me. As sometimes if you do see me, you do come, I am buzzing around like a mad cunt half the time.
I do see sometimes thinking, I think, is Jason okay? I wonder how stressed Jason is. I try and gauge the level sometimes.
The one we did, the last one we did, the Father's Day one.
Yeah.
I took because I've started bringing incense now, because incense just calms me down. And I had a really chilled out day, and I just didn't let everything just get on top. Sometimes it's your mindset. Like, you can be stressed out, and as a result, everything stresses you out. But if you turn up just like, "Oh, fucking it is what it is." You know what I mean? It's not going to be a busy one today. It's going to be chilled out today. And it was still busy, but because I behaved chilled out, you know what I mean? And like, I think that's the first time in a year I've been to the Preston DJ socials and like just decompressed. Right. Because I'm just so like trying to, outside of it, everyone checks in and chats. You know what I mean? And if I bump into them, like, that's what I'm thankful for. I think that's where I get it. And when I go to Manchester, I get to like, that's where I decompress. But the Preston ones, I'm always on top gear. Like, have we got enough content? Have we videoed everyone? Have we got all the photos? have we posted today? You know what I mean? And you're like, have the decks arrived on time? Did we get all the wires with the decks? Are all the posters up? Is the thingy working? What time's the bar shutting? You know what I mean? So it's just like,
I love this, man. I love this. It's been a great conversation.
I appreciate it, man.
I feel like we didn't get a chance to speak about the Funk Foundation. So another point,
God, yeah.
we're going to have a chat about that. But definitely, like I say, so the future, I feel, is the best. I'm mumbling here, but I feel like the best is yet to come for Preston DJ Social and our house, your house. But the best is yet to come. I feel the trajectory is going up. And I just want to say thank you and Emma, because you guys do a lot for the Northwest community, and I don't think it's said enough. So, you know me, I'm going to be singing your praises forever, but I genuinely do mean it. It's why I say it. So I just want to thank you and Emma for all the work you do, because I just want to make sure that you guys feel appreciated, because we all do appreciate the work you do. And I want to say that I hope everything with the sexy woke disco goes well in the future. I hope that the Funk Foundation continues. I did come to one event, and I love that how people just danced straight away. Didn't like 1, 2 songs in
there, isn't there?
They were straight on the dance floor. I felt weird being the only bloke on I was gonna dance, but then I felt a bit so like, okay, I'm the only bloke.
Let yourself go there, man.
There was a bouncer watching me as well. I was like, oh god.
You're respectful, man. You know clubbing culture rules. As long as you're there to dance and enjoy yourself, that's it.
Exactly, but hey, but no, I love everything you're doing, man, and I feel like there's so much good coming in the future, and I really appreciate the time you've given us today, and yeah, just thanks for everything, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for interviewing us, and thanks for attending and being just amazing.
I feel like we're playing a compliment game here.
It's backing it on tennis. I do,
Okay.
mate. I do, yeah. But like you said, you check in with everyone.
Yeah, well, I just want to make sure everyone's all right, generally, because of my dyslexia. I feel like I have to check on people so that I know they're all right, so I don't have to worry about I wonder if that person's okay and stuff. But I'm mumbling here anyway. We're gonna sign off here. Speak to you on the next one, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries, man. Catch you in a bit.
In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.